Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Agents of Marvel. We have a fantastic show for you. There was no S.H.I.E.L.D. last night because something big happened last night, which we're not going to allude to. But we're going to get into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Yes.
That was an amazing movie.
Yes.
We're also going to recap some of the new Spider-Man news that hit today. And we're going to talk about some of the more important comics that hit, which was a couple big ones. So let's get right into it. So we're going to skip the S.H.I.E.L.D. recap this week, and we're going to go straight into TV-verse, all right?
All right,
So first thing, Elodie Young is back as Elektra in The Defenders.
Yes.
I'm so excited for
Absolutely.
this.
I'm excited for this. I buy this idea, and I'm not surprised that they're bringing
Right,
it back.
I mean, we knew she was getting revived.
Totally.
And if we were going to have to wait for Daredevil Season 3, we may as well see her in Defenders first.
I mean, we already saw, the whole amazing we're going to revive her thing. What I'm really interested in is see how she works with the different tone. Like, because the Netflix series are pretty dark. They're pretty dark and gritty and stuff. And as we've seen, S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't the same. So it's like, how will she work in this show that we don't know what the tone of it is yet, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be similar to S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's like, how does she work?
It depends on how Iron Fist is.
Yeah.
We're supposed to Iron Fist, and then we're
because Iron Fist is probably going to be the basis for the Defenders because they're going to be released so close together because that's going to be the last thing in consumers' minds going forward.
I also hope that they work more towards. I really loved Elektra, and I thought that Elodie did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But her backstory was sort of like, I don't know. I feel like it got muddled a little bit in the plot of season 2.
Yeah.
So I hope that they flesh out what makes her such an interesting character.
Right.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think with her, there's going to be definitely a strong presence of the hand coming back. This basically confirms that the hand is going to be a major part of the storyline.
Do you think that Sigourney Weaver is going to be tied to that in some way, or?
Well, the interesting thing is, I heard a rumor earlier this week that she could be playing Typhoid Mary.
That would be interesting.
Not confirmed.
Okay.
But
so
that would be
pretend like I don't know who Typhoid Mary is, and tell me about that.
I barely remember who Typhoid Mary is myself because that's such a, like an offbeat. Like if that's the case, everybody was wrong.
Right.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I had
I'm literally going to Google right now.
I had
Marvel.
Mephisto.
Right.
Who did you have
I had Mephisto. I had Mephisto.
Yeah, you had
that was
Mephisto.
right.
So it's like, what's going to happen here?
Right.
Yeah.
But that was interesting because the rumor was based off of what happened in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's another former lover of Daredevil, which I doubt that Sigourney Weaver.
That is true. I know that much. But yeah, like, that's going to be interesting.
And she has this dissociative identity disorder, which apparently is a big thing in the comic book world at the moment.
Yeah. Very interesting. That's always a fun fact for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm this person. No, I'm this person. What is this for? No.
But as an actor, that's always really fun to play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like really gives you something to sink your teeth into. I love that. I personally love to play a character that had that. Like, how would that grapple with that yourself?
Because both of them are you.
Right.
Totally. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go on to what the next part is.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about having a Netflix series based on Hawkeye?
I am excited for that. Like, I would so be down for that.
Right.
Like, I want that because I love Hawkeye, and I have always felt like he doesn't get enough screen time. Like, from the very beginning, he was always kind of like, we're just going to shove him to the side. It's like, no, Hawkeye's a boss.
Hawkeye's a boss.
And you know what would be also great? A Black Widow movie while we're at it. Why not?
Well,
I like Hawkeye in the comics. And I don't have anything against Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye or the writing, but he doesn't, like, excite me or anything. So, like, if it happened, as long as Kate Bishop is there and it's about, like, training or working with Kate Bishop, then yes, I'm 100% here for this.
Like, basically, Jeremy Renner says, I don't know about the practicality of that, but any of these characters that I play, I would love to dig in more. I never feel like I get enough time with any character I play, and that's one of them. But my thing with Hawkeye is I've always liked Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, but I've never felt anything in particular like a connection to.
Right, exactly. Really? I mean, in the comics, he's deaf.
Right.
So, like, that's something that you can really play up or that you can work with to get an insight into his character.
Right.
But in the
movies, it's not really anything that you can really latch on to with his character.
That's very different for me because I always really liked him. Maybe it was because Natasha really liked him. And I was always like, from the beginning, I was like, I ship this. I ship this so much, and maybe that's
I know
part
a lot of
the
people
reason.
ship that. So that's
but I always kind of liked him, and kind of his one-liners, especially in Age of Ultron, I really liked that. And getting into kind of his family backstory, that made me really feel for him, and so I was like positive they were gonna kill him.
Yeah, I thought that was
scared
gonna
they were
happen.
gonna kill his family.
Really, somebody was gonna die, but it was not who I expected. That's for sure.
But I don't know. It's just like Hawkeye, I like him, but I still missing a connection to him.
Right.
Which I think probably the series would help with for sure.
Right.
But because we have never had the full-length time that we've had with the other Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, he has no origin movie. Black Widow has no origin movie.
Right. Even Hulk has 2 terrible ones.
Yeah.
So,
But not every character needs an origin theory. You know?
I agree that not every character needs one.
Yeah.
But, right, I think that it could definitely work, but it doesn't sound like it's something that's actually going to happen.
Right.
Just kind of like...
I would love it. Marvel, I'm just saying, I would love it. I would love it. I'm totally down for that. I would binge watch that.
Give me Kate Bishop and America Chavez, and then I will watch that one. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so let's move on. What else we got? So, on the news of Luke Cage Mondo release that came out a couple weeks ago, which I received, by the way, and it's freaking spectacular.
Really?
Yes. Marvel and Netflix are releasing the Jessica Jones and Daredevil soundtracks on Mondo vinyl. And
well, that's great.
That'll be
exactly.
fun.
They actually started going on sale today, which I'm very upset about because I missed it. I want those so badly. I have the one from Guardians of the Galaxy, I have Luke Cage, and I want those two on a
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I saw the covers for them. They look really awesome.
They're spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, I love the opening music for Daredevil, the opening title sequence.
Yeah.
Love that. I love
that was the
that.
first thing I was like, oh, this is different. This is not Ben Affleck's Daredevil anymore.
No, it is not.
Right? So, I don't know.
That's another thing about the Netflix series. They take their time with the opening title sequences.
That's true.
Yeah.
On
That's
TV, they're like, no, we gotta keep them interested. We have to get these every single second.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't need to only have 42 minutes and 11 seconds or whatever it is.
It's like, you know what? Here, we got lots of time. We know you're binge watching this.
Right.
We're gonna show you a really long title sequence that looks awesome.
And they're super creative, too.
Absolutely.
Which I feel like really plays into the design of these vinyl releases.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, what do we feel about the Inhumans on television? There were some really interesting comments from Kevin Feige earlier this week.
I feel kind of confused because I feel like Inhumans are on S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know. Like, aren't they already on TV?
Well,
we should
as
have
far
more...
as the Inhuman royal family.
Right,
We're talking
okay.
Black Bolt,
Right.
Medusa.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying, like,
Maximus,
that's where I would introduce them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it depends on, like, because if the Inhuman royal family leads to, I just forgot what it's called. Doctor Strange is involved.
Oh, the Illuminati?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You understood what this meant. I should have done a little eye, but
Illuminati. It was like, I go there.
Little Bill Cipher.
but yeah, so then it would cross into the movieverse, and they're not mixing those two. So.
But that could be the bridge that this show needs,
Yeah.
especially
Yes,
with
that would be
Ghost
great.
Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that Ghost Rider stuff used. But basically, Feige says, I think the Humans will happen for sure, kind of alluding to the feature film that was slated for 2018, but later got removed off the release slate.
Right.
He says, I don't know when. I think it's happening on television. And as you get into Phase 4, as I've said, it could possibly happen as a movie, but I think it would be super cool.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it would be super cool.
I
agree
think
with that.
I prefer seeing a movie rather than seeing the royal family on TV. The royal family, there's a bunch of a bunch of interesting stories that they can get into with that. Specifically with Maximus and relation with Medusa, Black Bolt's relation
But you
with
can
Medusa,
introduce the concept of them on the show, sort of like to tie in with the movie, as long as the show lasts long enough for that.
But I want something like, you know, obviously this would be mutants or X-Men if Fox didn't still have the rights to them.
Right.
So it'd be really interesting to have something where it was kind of like the original X-Men series, whether it's the original one back in the 90s or X-Men Evolution, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I love both of those series, and I would be totally down to see that for Inhumans.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would dig into that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I also dig this. I third this.
You can't third anything. Listen to Clement. No, anyways. So the next thing is, the thing we didn't get a chance to put any Photoshop assets for, Ghost Rider might have a possibility getting
Now
his own
that
series.
I'm here for. 100%.
That would be so cool.
Take me
Yes.
there.
I want
to
that.
go to there.
I want that.
Yeah.
Yo, Netflix, Marvel, ABC Studios, listen to the three of us. The three of us are smart Marvel people.
Yes.
Ghost Rider series.
Yeah.
For sure.
Robbie Reyes has enough charisma, enough really interesting backstory.
Yeah.
So many stories you can go into.
Yeah, and
You
there's
can
so many
even bring in
characters
Johnny
that
Blaze.
Yeah.
Totally.
Alejandro,
Right,
you can bring in
there's
Danny
so
Phantom,
much.
you can bring
pass
all
on the
these
torch,
people.
etc.
And
So-
maybe have Punisher show up too in these series, and then you get the body of vengeance and the spirit of vengeance in
You're
one
really
thing.
into this idea, aren't
I
you?
really am.
She's
It's
really
gonna be
into
really
this idea.
cool.
Calling this. She's
Like,
pitching
how
it
would
right
they
now.
clash? That would
Yeah.
be so cool. I would love to see that.
I don't know. I don't know because I like both of those characters, and I don't want to see them fight each other.
Well,
I don't want to see it.
they'd only fight once,
Well,
and then they'd be partners. That's how it works.
Frank Castle gets down and
Punisher
bloody,
is very,
guys.
like, even with Jessica Jones, even though there's the powers in Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, is like they're all very like gritty, like a real world situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And even though Robbie Reyes is very gritty so far, but it's like ghosts and demons, so it does feel like it's a little bit of a clash.
I don't know.
We'll see how
it would be, but you know what? It's the Marvel.
You can make it work.
It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everything will clash and work perfectly at the same time. We have already established that.
That is very true.
That's true.
Gods of Thunder, sure, why not? Let's throw him in with a Man of Iron.
Right.
Because we can.
Jeez.
I love it.
Let's see what else we got going. So we're gonna move into Movieverse.
Oh, look at that. Which this is your warning now that we're gonna have Doctor Strange spoilers.
Yes.
So,
but
tune us out for a little bit if you want.
Yeah,
or listen.
Or you can actually get in on the conversation.
No, you can't.
No, well, you can't. Why not? Don't
What is
speak.
going on?
Don't listen to her. But you can get in on the conversation using the hashtag Agents of Marvel or in the comments section. So please do that and let us know your thoughts. But now, spoiler alert!
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
We're getting into everything nitty-gritty about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we are.
Easter eggs, opening weekend box office, Infinity Stone, Time Stone. Yes.
So good.
Let's get into this.
How did the opening weekend turn out?
85 million
Yeah.
So it's like the high end of what they, thought.
I called it last week.
Yeah,
85
you were
million.
exactly.
It
you were
did
exactly
double
right.
as good as Trolls did.
Oh, look at that.
So there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than Trolls.
Better
I gotta
than Trolls. Doctor Strange, it's better than Trolls. But not to bash Trolls. Trolls is actually awesome, just saying.
This is not Trolls discussion. This is Agents of Marvel, Doctor Strange discussion. All right, let's get into it. Guys, I love this movie.
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't really grasp it. It took me a while to actually think about it because it's not a typical Marvel movie.
Yeah.
The storyline, okay, is Marvel, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
I just love everything. It's essentially Benedict Cumberbatch.
Absolutely.
Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was
He worked so good.
well.
He did.
On
Oh
point.
my gosh, just
Like,
everything.
Everything that I wanted him to be in Strange, he was.
Yes.
Every time I wanted him to be a little snarky, a little bit sarcastic, a little bit of a dick, he came into it and it was perfect.
Yes, absolutely. And now I really, really want to see a scene with him and Tony because they both have these such massive egos.
Yeah.
That it's like, how would they work in a room together?
That would be fun to see.
And somebody please say no shit, Sherlock. I just beg, please, Marvel.
Swear jar.
Please.
Where's the swear
I
jar?
didn't read it this time. All I have is Doctor Strange.
You knew you were gonna.
That's
swear.
gonna be $10. Anyways,
I will be less
Get into it.
enthusiastic and say that I thought it was a good movie. It was very visually appealing, but I wasn't like I didn't feel invested in the characters as I watched. I think the one that I liked the most or that I found most interesting was Mordo. But other than that, like I think Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job. But it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. But I went into it knowing that I wasn't going to be super into it, and I wasn't. So surprise! If you think that you're not going to be into it, maybe you won't be into it.
But see, the interesting thing that we were just talking about how it's a very different vibe from what we have already seen Marvel do. It's like, this is magic. These are other dimensions.
And it was
it's
super
like,
dark for all
Marvel
the
does it
comedy.
really well.
It was.
Yeah. But the thing that was actually great is when when she was like, open your eye and fell through all those dimensions, there was Ant-Man in there. That was the dimension that Ant-Man fell into in the first movie. I was like, that's, Wasp is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh.
Well, that's
I gotta say,
exciting.
that scene though, that scene specifically, I saw that was part of the IMAX preview.
Oh, did you
Guys,
like throw up?
I tripped balls when I saw it. And I see it again. I saw it at the Chinese. We saw it at the Chinese last week.
We did.
And I was just like, how did they put this together? Like,
It was a very cool sequence.
Just that scene of him seeing his whole body spread out and like over brows was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, just getting smashed into this kind of, and that, you know what really freaked me out were the hands. You seeing the hands grow on top of the hands, and then the eyes, I was like, ugh, what is this? And then you see the hands coming together, and it's his face. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Nasty.
that
Like,
was weird.
What am I smoking, guys? What was I smoking?
Yes.
Like,
You were smoking something strange.
especially in Hollywood's for sure. But, yeah.
I mean, of course, it was always going to be because it's Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was coming at it from a totally different angle from other Marvel movies does help set it apart because the story is kind of paint by numbers if you take out that element.
Yeah, but
so thankfully they did.
So was Daredevil. I mean, not Daredevil. So was Deadpool.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was like still a good movie.
And everything that I'm gonna say on that note about the story, but the characters are true to what they are in the comics.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
totally
say
agree.
universal if I know. I have never read a
everything you can like. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Strange is a dick.
Yeah.
The way he treated Kirsten Palmer, which is Rachel McAdams' character.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I would never do that to my girlfriend. Ever.
I mean,
Or anybody that I was in
I did not ship that.
Yeah,
No, I didn't ship that
ship
either.
that at all.
I didn't really ship
so
anybody.
I saw that and I'm like, dude, why would you do that? Strange is a dick.
Yeah, he's a dick. Yeah.
Totally and completely, which is kind of nice because we've had all the Captain Americas. We've had these guys doing the right thing for the right reason.
Right.
So it was really nice seeing Strange be like, there's this whole war and you must fight. He's like, I just came to fix my hands. I do not want a part of this.
But he got involved anyways.
Yeah.
And that is a relatable story.
Absolutely.
You don't want to get involved in something like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get it, but you end up getting dragged anyways because there's an important cause that you have to fight.
Totally. I mean, that was the thing that I really liked is it's always like the Marvel villain, that's kind of a weak Marvel villain. And it wasn't really about the villain because it was mainly about Doctor Strange's character arc of where he started to where he got and how he got there. And the villain just kind of happened to be the point that he was fighting against to get to that point.
Right.
Which is what I really liked about it.
Exactly. I gotta say though, stealing character, Tilda. Tilda stole the movie for me.
She did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Tilda, if you're listening, please come back for the sequel.
Yes.
Please come back. Please.
Yes, Tilda,
Please.
check it out.
I know she got killed off. I know that's a spoiler, but please
It's
come
Marvel.
back.
It's Marvel.
Everybody
they can always
comes
come
back
back.
to life.
She could be like a hallucination.
But she's
Really?
killed in that movie.
Yeah.
The opening fight scene.
Yes.
Standing on the side of the building and fighting and just like, I was just like, who is this person? This is not the Tilda Swinton I know.
I know, it was great.
It was spectacular.
Probably wasn't the Tilda Swinton that
It was probably her stunt double.
her stunt double. Yeah, exactly.
I know, but still, it's amazing. Hey, go with Clement here, okay?
But the thing that was like, because when the trailer first dropped for this, everyone was all upset. They were like, oh my God, they're whitewashing, they're whitewashing, they're whitewashing. And it's like, originally that character was a man. They should have been like, wow, they're giving this iconic role to a woman. That's what it should have been about, not she's white, which I really didn't like because she did an amazing job.
She did a great job.
She was
and I'm
so good.
Exactly, and I agree with you. I'm all for not whitewashing in movies.
Yeah.
But at least give them the chance to see how they're going to approach the character before you say anything and like, I'm gonna boycott this movie because they changed the race.
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive to the racial topics.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Of course.
But I hate the fact that all of that is shading over her character and her performance.
I mean, I think she did
too.
great, but I think that an Asian woman would also have done great.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I don't think,
I mean,
of course,
That's
Tilda did
a
great.
fair
She's Tilda
thing,
Swinton.
but like,
So
Tilda did great.
I'm not like...
So it's pretty honest, we all like it. What did you guys did not like about the movie?
Oh, I mean, I already just, I'm not...
I mean, specific, like, we're just like, I hate it. I hate it.
I didn't hate anything. I think that, like we already said, like the villain was kind of weak. So like the final sequence of Dormammu was sort of like I liked the concept of it, but actually watching it was not that exciting to me.
Yeah, I mean he was a paint by numbers villain.
Yeah.
But we all know that Marvel has a problem with their villains.
Right.
Except for
Loki.
Thanos, like.
But like that's why I said like I felt like the journey that that Mordo took was much more interesting and setting up a more interesting conflict. And
that's the way they're gonna have to go.
Yeah. Except for I will say that the extra credit scene with him went too far for me because I was like his arc was like going really nicely and I'd want to see how he became a villain in the next movie and just to show me well now he's just a straight up
Well, he's not a straight up villain.
No, I mean not a villain, but like he just came and was like, well, I'm going, I'm going to the dark side.
Well, especially it's like every villain that's been effective for me is a villain that thinks they're right.
Yes.
Not so much they don't think that they're evil. They think they're actually
Definitely.
doing
And he does do that.
purpose.
I just think that you already knew that that's what's going to happen in the next movie, so I would have rather waited for the next movie to set that up than just see it in the extra
I get your point.
Yeah. But okay, I have a theory. It's a weird theory, but the moment he walked on screen and started saying his lines, I was like, is he like actually the operative from Serenity, the Firefly movie? Like, that wouldn't make sense. I mean, I know it's supposed to be like in the future, but we never said where he came from. He could have been from another dimension.
So you're saying it's literally the same character?
It's literally the same character.
Does Marvel own
I don't know about that.
No, I don't know, but that is the theory, because he was like, I came to you to defeat my enemies and ended up defeating my demons. The operative totally had enemies and demons.
There you go.
Like,
That's true.
I am 100%
Same character. Same character.
That was just how it worked in my head. I was like,
hilarious.
I am totally writing this fanfic right now.
I want to get in your head one day.
I would read that.
It's a weird
I would read that
place.
fanfic because it's not happening on screen.
But, like,
Of course it's not happening on screen. Of course.
What
It's
is going
happening
on here?
fanfic.net. That's what it's happening.
Or archive of our own.
There you go.
Let's get back to Marvel.
is Marvel.
So let's kind of get off of the Doctor Strange. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about with Doctor Strange. But the last note, Chiwetel as Mordo, I'm very excited about. He plays a fantastic villain.
Absolutely.
If you guys have not seen him in Serenity,
He was amazing.
So good.
see him in Serenity.
Or 12 Years a Slave.
I mean, even he's
oh
not
my
a villain,
gosh.
but
Not
12
a
Years a
villain
Slave
there.
No,
yeah.
made me
he's an amazing
cry.
actor.
I don't cry during movies. That was one of the movies that I just came out of and I was just like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Like, it was a transformative performance for me.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
watch that.
But just real quick, I want to say something really quick. The actor that played Wong, his actual name is Benedict Wong.
Oh,
Like, really?
He was
really?
great, too. He was
so
was
funny.
great.
Yeah. He
He's
was
like-
so funny.
He was like, does that work for you? Eminem, Strange? And it was just stone faced.
Like, I guess
and I was just like,
the
yes.
next ancient one can't be an ancient one because they won't be ancient, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But he could take her place as the teacher.
Right.
Yes.
Which
Who knows?
which would be great.
That would be
in
really
IMO.
fun.
So 2 more things
Yes.
to Doctor Strange and we're going to keep on rolling. The Infinity Stone!
Yes!
Time Stone! I love the way that they use the Time Stone with
Yes.
Dormammu. Like, it wasn't like, okay, here's superhero battle team up,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we're gonna kill everybody in the 3rd act. No, it was like, okay, Time Stone.
That was fun.
Dormammu, I have a deal for you. Dormammu, I have a deal for you. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, this is funky.
That was
I like
it.
this.
That is how
Took
you
Dormammu out of
He
his
annoyed the
mind.
crap out of him.
Yeah.
Like,
So good.
seriously, that is how you use the Time Stone.
Like,
I
I was
love
just
it.
like, yeah.
It's using
Like,
your wit.
It was so
I love
fun.
that. I was like, are we gonna go like, all Edge of Tomorrow over here?
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. So, future of the MCU, the
It was-
post-credit scene.
Yeah.
The
With
mid-credit
Thor?
scene was so much fun. Yeah,
I
with Thor, yeah.
love that.
That
He was
was
just
great.
like, he's just like
Now-
looking at the mirror and it was
Just
pulling up.
and
And he's just like,
I like this.
he wasn't even questioning. He's just like, yeah, this is great. This is
It's
awesome.
definitely going to be fun to see them
Yeah.
interacting. Hopefully,
Now,
right?
I
in Thor
think,
Ragnarok.
yeah.
I think that was probably a scene from Thor Ragnarok, like they did at the end of Ant-Man having a scene from Civil War.
You think so?
Yes, because first of all, where we are in the MCU with Thor, he doesn't know that Odin's gone, as far as we know. Like
Right,
like
so
we don't
we're
know
at the
that.
very least going to go before that time when the next movie starts.
Yeah, and he thinks Loki is dead. So obviously things have shifted, and we have not seen that yet, or we're about to see it in Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
I guess
Ragnarok's cool.
that's the same thing for both of the credit scenes.
Yeah,
then,
really.
Right? They've shifted
Yeah,
forward in
yeah.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So, big news this week. We all knew it, but Michael Keaton has officially been confirmed as the Vulture in Spider-Man
Yes.
Homecoming.
Also known as Birdman.
No.
Yes.
Also known as Birdman.
Yes.
The movie.
You know, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand what you're
Anyways,
saying.
and we get a bit. We had a. There was some concept art from the.
I have a note here. I'm like,
made a
also
note.
known as Birdman.
You made a
I
note.
also really wanted to say that.
Y'all are really hype right now. Y'all are really
Why
hype
not?
right now.
It's
I
Marvel.
thought we
Clement
got a
likes his hype,
mandate. I thought we
but-
got a mandate to be hype. I thought we
Hey,
were.
Clement likes being hype,
Absolutely.
but let's keep going. All right. But we also got some interesting concept art for the Vulture this week.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Well,
Like,
my feeling
like-
is
It's weird.
concept
It's a
art.
little weird.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen some of the other stuff
Yeah,
that has
I've
come out
seen
of Marvel? And it
I
looks
mean,
like
yeah.
There's like the
and-
one with the mask, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
the one with the mask. It's like everything on,
Yeah.
and he's in some sort of jacket, and he has the wings that are coming out of the jacket. I'm like,
Yeah. Now
This is
we
interesting.
we
Yeah,
all
you can
know
see it
that
actually
the
right here.
concept art is always very different from what we always
Right.
get, but at the same time it still makes sense by the time it gets to screen. I mean,
Right.
they made reference to Luke Cage's original outfit and
Yeah,
they made it
that was hilarious.
work.
Yeah,
like
they
I
did.
don't know how they do that, but they do it where it actually makes sense that these crazy outfits kind of go with it.
right, totally. I don't know. We'll see. So there's some other interesting. There's a lot of Spider-Man news that hit this week. Michael Giacchino will score Spider-Man
I
Homecoming.
Yes.
I love his work.
love Giacchino.
Yeah.
Giacchino is my dude. Force Awakens, Zootopia. He's scoring Rogue One.
Yeah.
He did Doctor Strange, obviously.
Didn't he? am I about to be crazy? Did he do Lost? He was the Lost.
I think he was on Lost. Yes.
I love the Lost.
Because he worked with J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams is his dude.
So.
I love this, and I can't wait to hear what he comes up with. The score for Doctor Strange was like some really trippy jazz fusion kind of thing, and it played into the whole like mystical realm. I'm like, Giacchino, man, what are you doing, man? I like you. I love you, bro. I want to see more of this.
Right.
I'm excited about it. What else we got on the docket?
We got some recasting comments.
So,
The sad dark times are near.
So how do you guys feel about recasting in the MCU? As far as like,
Can't.
I have to
don't know.
agree with. I mean, I think at this point it's been so many movies that you can't just do like a straight up recast and expect people to believe.
Right.
No, I mean,
that it's a
sure,
different-
you did it with Mark Ruffalo, but that was before pretty much nobody had seen the
there was
original
a large
Hulk
gap
movie.
between those movies.
And they already reestablished that, so
Right.
they can't just suddenly have another actor playing this character. I mean, first of all, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Yeah.
What you could do is reintroduce another Iron Man character.
Like
Take
you could
somebody
have
else.
a movie that is the plot, like with Riri, or like
you
know.
could bring in Riri.
But you
Or
can't
you could
say that this is now Tony Stark. It's like that's not gonna work for me,
Or
bro.
you could pass the mantle on to Rhodey if necessary.
that would work.
You know, something like that would work.
So
But you can't suddenly say that Robert Downey Jr. is no longer.
I don't think that's
our
going to
Iron
be
Man.
their concept. We all know that Marvel's a lot smarter than that.
Yeah.
At least Marvel Studios, at least.
Yeah.
So Feige's comments was, I think it could be either one. These characters have been around for 50 plus years and have been relatively ageless. Sometimes there are alternate stories where the character is younger than they are or older, but they usually maintain a certain age. He went on to say, basically, I think most of these characters are iconic, like James Bond, Batman, Spider-Man, like Iron Man, someday will be portrayed by different characters.
Right.
The good news right now is I don't have to think about that for a long time.
Yeah.
We have storylines for this cast for many years to come. So,
Right. I mean, I think it's like you can do it like James Bond or something like that, as long as you have time in between to set up a new actor playing it.
Totally.
But for now, if they're ever going to do that, I think making it a storyline in the movie makes the most sense.
Totally. Let's keep on going.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the recasting yet, because I can't put my mind around someone else being Cap, except if it was like if they took Anthony Mackie and made him Cap, like
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That would be.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, some interesting news. Avengers Mansion in Infinity War. I don't know if this is confirmed, but the Russo brothers, you actually see it right here. It looks like
so good.
It's funky, man. I can see there being like a giant Avengers A at the bottom of it.
I mean, and it makes sense. As you get more Avengers, you need a bigger place to store
Really,
'em.
and that's
I mean, the tower's not gonna do it.
not gonna last
exactly.
long.
Right.
It keeps getting destroyed, man.
I mean, and Marvel, stop destroying Stark Tower. That is a beacon of engineering.
But
I doing it.
I loved seeing it in Doctor Strange, just when they had the establishing shot. I was like, I see you, I see you, I know. I was like Captain America. I was like, I got that reference.
Yeah, those are the little details that keep you invested in the MCU.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's great.
Exactly. I want to see this. That would be awesome. Oh, they took it away.
They took it down.
Anyways,
Aw.
so
Something
we got
I don't want to see. Junkie XL. Sorry, I was trying to lead into the next topic. Why did you?
Y'all just get funky, okay? Y'all getting too funky right now. Anyways, so yes, Junkie XL, this is a little non-MCU news. Junkie XL left Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Why does everybody keep leaving Deadpool?
I mean, he
It's
said it was
Tim
in
Miller.
solidarity with Tim Miller.
Yeah.
And because he didn't feel like he felt like part of the reason why he did the movie in the first place was because of Tim.
Right.
And so I understand that. I feel like people that are getting like nervous about it, like suddenly feeling like Tim should have stayed because of this, I'm like, I don't think that makes sense.
I don't think that makes sense.
He's leaving because Tim's leaving, period, not because...
But that does make you nervous. It's like having Edgar Wright work on Ant-Man originally.
Yeah.
He had Bill Pope, who was his editor, working on Spot Pilgrim. They had all these casts because he knows these people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he wants to continue working with them.
Yeah.
Whereas after they brought in Peyton Reed, everything changed. Cinematographer
Exactly.
changed,
So
editor
it
changed,
makes
everything
sense.
changed.
It sucks because the music is also, or the soundtrack is also part of what made Deadpool so great.
Right, exactly.
But you either have to have faith that they have a good vision for the second one, or you just,
Totally.
don't see it.
He
Like,
made a
those are
large
really your
Facebook
only
post.
two options. You either see it or you don't.
So we have one last thing for Movieverse, and we're getting into the
Oh,
rest.
Okay.
So surprise
surprise me.
things.
So, all right. Okay.
So they're thinking about a soft reboot of the X-Men franchise over at Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Again?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
didn't they do that with Day of Future Past already?
They sort of tried, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
first
so
class,
confused.
first class
I'm like,
India.
I'm so confused. There's gonna be so many timelines now.
Exactly.
Now, is this like a soft reboot, or were they like literally like
It's-
recast everything?
except for Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, and James McAvoy.
Oh, I thought Jennifer Lawrence said something like she wasn't signing on for more.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Money talks.
Really?
Yeah, I guess.
So, but
I mean, I don't know. At this point,
mean, I didn't
Brian
see the
Singer
last
wouldn't be
movie.
let it go.mp3.
Really?
Okay? You got Logan. Logan looks great.
Yeah,
And
Logan
just
looks awesome.
Go out on a good note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just let it go.
Yeah.
Do like Elsa and let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
let it go. I don't know, guys, but that's it for the movieverse. Let's move on to
We've got some
Comicverse.
great comics.
This
came
is
out
gonna be
week.
basically
Hell
all
yes.
you.
Oh no!
Hell yes.
The stress.
Time for
What?
Comicverse.
Okay.
All right, so Clone Conspiracy #2 came out.
Yes, Clone Conspiracy. The great thing about it is that it ties into like if you read anything from the Spider-Verse, then you're gonna have read something that builds up to Clone Conspiracy.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely should.
Yes.
It's got lots of great characters that you maybe haven't seen in this incarnation in a while. Or maybe surprised they turn out to not be who you thought they were gonna be. I don't
There is
know.
some interesting stuff. I saw
wanna-
some preview panels on
I
it.
don't
I'm
want
like,
to spoil you too bad because it just came out today.
Yeah.
But you really, if you like the idea of Peter sort of creating his own villains without realizing it, you know, like that's a big thing with superheroes, right? Then you're definitely going to be into
yeah,
Clone Conspiracy.
totally. Next thing we have is Gwenpool #8.
Gwenpool is actually really awesome.
Yeah,
I
I love
feel like
Gwenpool.
it's sort of it's like sort of undercurrent. Like people don't necessarily know about it all that much.
Right.
But you should definitely read it.
Yeah.
Gwenpool is lots of fun, and this issue I think was really great because you get to learn so much more about her other teammates. Like I really love
Yeah.
her little her side characters right
Yeah.
now. You
Yeah.
know, and you also have the struggle of like. Well, the protagonist thinks that they're just in a comic book, and these people don't really matter. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you really care about them, right?
It's a good
So,
comic book. It's like
yeah.
it's a little endearing to me.
Yeah, because
You know.
you don't expect that.
Right.
Like, it's
Especially
definitely
for something like Gwenpool. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. And
the only
most
thing that I
what-
will say. Can I just say
Yeah,
one thing
go
about
ahead.
Gwenpool that bugs me is her outfit. Her outfit bugs me because she looks like she's Miles' age, like when she went to hang out with Miles. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so she's like a teenager. She's like
Yeah.
15 years old. And then they've got her like with her like butt hanging out. And she actually says herself that her outfit makes her uncomfortable. And they made a joke out of it at first with like, oh, well, that's just what you have to wear. And then they dropped it. And I was like, but can we get a different outfit now?
Interesting comment on the outfit because one of the most important comic books this year dropped today.
Yes!
Invincible Iron Man #1.
That was my lead-in. No.
I like the lead-in. Tatiana Hullender, give me some. Give me some right there. I love the
Invincible Iron
lead-in.
Man 1. Go
it
pick
was
it up.
great.
Yes.
I am so excited to see Riri Williams. I read half of it because I had to get to work this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But everything that they did, I'm so for it.
Yeah, I read part of it like just now. I'm gonna pick it up as soon as I leave this
I gotta
place.
go reread it tonight.
But you get so much more of her backstory. You really
Yeah.
understand who she is as a character and what separates her from other heroes, and especially, of course, from Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. And the art, I really love. Hats off to Stefano Caselli, I think is his name.
Yep.
I feel like he does know who Riri is, and
Right.
sort of like the image that he wants to project,
Yeah.
and that she should be projecting.
And it's perfect. I've been looking forward to this issue. This has been my issue to look forward to for like the last couple months, ever since they announced it. So,
Oh, one more thing that you should read. World of Wakanda. Black Panther, World of Wakanda. Do it.
give it to me.
Yes.
Give it to me. Wait,
If
you haven't
you-
got a meeting? I need
If
to
you
get
like
some.
that was
Hey.
like the Midnight Angels,
Yes.
Yeah.
if you've been reading Black Panther, this is going to be like the sort of like the lead up to how they got to where they are.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
I forgot about that
Yeah.
one.
I
Nice.
can't believe you forgot about that one.
Hey, Clement can't do everything. No, I'm just messing
That's
with
what
you.
Tatiana
All right.
did.
My image of you has been shattered.
Exactly, right?
I mean,
Did you know about this?
I didn't know.
Hey.
this.
How could you
I
lie to us
didn't
about
know
the
this.
two of y'all, all right? Okay, just simmer down, okay? Just simmer down. Don't listen to them. Listen to me, because I'm lost. Anyways, all right, so we got to get to fan agents check-in right now.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we got to get to hero villain of the week. I forgot.
Yes.
So, hero villain of the week.
Yeah.
I want to throw it to you
Yes,
first.
okay.
Who's your hero villain of the
My
week?
hero of the week is the cape. Is Doctor Strange's cape. That
All right,
cape
I'll give it
was
to you.
sassy.
I love it.
Wait,
That
I'm going to
cape-
dab you. All right,
Yes,
I'm going
there
to
you
dab
go.
you. Yeah.
That was
It was
great.
so sassy. I loved that cape. What was it? The cloak of levitation.
Yeah, the cloak of
that
levitation.
was amazing. It was just like, someone attacks it, it just wraps it, now banging someone on the floor. It's like, don't touch my boo. love that
It was
cape.
so dope.
Trying to wipe his face.
It was like another character, like Aladdin and the magic carpet.
And I think I read that, didn't they say that like at first it didn't do as much?
Right.
But they added on the idea of it like attacking.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they decided they had to do more with it, so Benedict came up with the idea of it wiping his tears.
Yes.
You know what I like the best though? When he was in that scene and he was Train was trying to fight Caecilius.
Yeah.
And it's in the cloak of levitation was basically preventing him from going.
Yeah.
He's basically like walking with it. He's like, no, use this. Use this. And he was right.
I know.
It was so
That was
perfect.
awesome.
So I will go with you on that one. I will take one of that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
That's that.
Tatiana Hullender, let's go.
Okay, well, since I can't talk about real life heroes and villains, I'm just gonna say Mordo was my villain of the week because I really, like I said, he was my favorite thing about the movie. I really loved the development for his story and his turn, to the dark side, because sometimes when your hopes and dreams are crushed, you have nothing left to do.
Yep.
But I get really mad.
So I'm gonna go a couple ways. Cloak of levitation, definitely.
That's how
for
he
hero.
rolls.
Villain, I'm gonna go with Dormammu.
All right.
Yeah,
Dormammu.
I guess.
Okay, Dormammu for me, I'm not 100% on the design of Dormammu in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see the giant flame head. I want to hear the booming voice. But for what they did in here, I thought it was going to be Benjamin Bratt's character that was actually Dormammu.
Really?
I thought they were going to go that direction. When I saw it, I was like,
that would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting.
I mean, because it was Benjamin Bratt. So
it was Benjamin Bratt. He just played a guy. I was like, it's Benjamin Bratt, guys. Why is he not Dormammu? Why would you not make him Dormammu? But he was just some guy. But anyways, I feel like that. And as far as my hero, another hero I have,
Tell me.
Tom Holland.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's so much Spider-Man news. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get funky.
He's gonna be
Spider-Man Homecoming comes out in July.
Spider-Man. Yeah. He's gonna be a great Spider-Man.
All right. So agents check in, guys. We're getting there. So let's see what people got going.
Yeah. Okay.
So Danny Mayer says, do you think that the Infinity War is said and done, or do you think that Dormammu will be there, the next big and bad, or do you think he will be specific to the Doctor Strange movie?
Well, it really depends on if Thanos is like, I'm going to bring an entire army with me.
Right.
Or if he's like, I'm just going to crush you under my heel myself because I want Lady Death's love all for myself. So it's like, really, which direction are they going to go? Are they going to go with a whole army or just one guy? Because it would be really terrifying if Thanos just took them all down with just himself. That would be like a, whoa, what's happening?
Right.
But if he comes with an entire army, it's going to be like, oh, no, a bunch of really bad guys. We're going to have to individually knock them out.
Right.
So they're probably going to go with just Thanos.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
They might go with Thanos, but Dormammu's too big of a villain to introduce in the movie to
not
do
show up
multiple
again.
things.
No, he's definitely doing other things.
He can't be and then just the Doctor Strange. He's going to have to mess with a whole bunch of crap in the MCU. He might even turn the MCU on its side. Or flip it up. Who knows?
I could definitely see him actually doing something on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because currently we have Coulson and Mac just poofed into another dimension probably. So it's entirely possible.
Way to make me sad, Madison Brunoehler. Way to make me sad.
We have to remember what we're missing right now.
It's true.
Y'all just depressing.
You just have to wait.
Y'all just depressing.
Wait, Clement.
Like a month.
No.
Well, what other choice do you have? You do not have the Infinity Stone of Time.
I see that.
Hey, let's see what else we got going. And I do have it.
Oh, snap. What are you not telling us?
I see that Andrew Cantabene just wants to hurt me by talking about Claire.
Claire Temple's gonna die.
No, you know what, guys? Since I have lost faith in humanity, Claire Temple is definitely gonna die in the first episode of The Defenders, and it's gonna be like a really long, drawn-out torture sequence that we are forced to watch so that we can understand the pain of the other Defenders. I agree with this.
But she can always come back.
It is Marvel. She can always come back.
They can always
It's all
come back.
connected, guys. So let's see what else we have. One more thing. I think you had a question from Pierre again.
Yes.
What was your reaction to Doctor Strange hitting the top spot in the box office?
I
thought it was dope.
I was like, I called it last week. I was like, it's gonna do great. It's gonna
be
amazing.
number one again this weekend.
Of course it is. It's Marvel. It's Doctor Strange. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
All right.
Like, yes, I knew it. I knew it. Like, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew Boo was gonna do good. No, that's right.
So Benedict is your boo now.
Yes.
Does he know that he's your boo? Is he aware of this?
Probably not. He's not aware that we're getting married.
Oh.
He's already married.
Well, we're gonna have to share.
It's like, I will be your second wife.
Exactly.
What happened?
Are we getting some nigga beer right now? Okay, this is not.
It's the fandom thing. You know it.
He knows it. He already knows what's up.
You have a fandom. You have many people wanting to marry you, I am sure.
Yes.
You are Clement.
All of three people who are super into him. I'm guessing. From the comments.
3 people.
Not 300.
3 people.
3 people in comments
3 people.
mentioning how attractive you are.
We're going to discuss this after the show's over with.
Nah.
We're going to get over to this. Anyways, guys, that's going to be our show for Agents of Marvel tonight.
Yes.
So, Madison, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on youtube.com/Maddie to the Max. Please subscribe to me there. Also, Maddie to the Max on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, Tumblr. So, everywhere, I'm Maddie to the Max. Peace out.
All right, Phony. Tatiana
I'm
Hullender.
Maddie to the Max nowhere, but you can find me on Marcella's Ear on Twitter, which I believe will link to my Tumblr there, and it's Valerie M. Bettis. So there you go.
And as always, guys, you can find me, Clement Bryant, on Twitter and Instagram, and get down on Facebook, too. That's going to be it for episode of Agents of Marvel tonight. But come back next week. There's going to be some news dropping, I have a feeling, next week.
Probably.
I have some
We did
inside
not
news.
talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Probably not. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will not be back until the 29th, but we will be back next week.
We're going to be just holding on desperately, going, what's going to happen?
And on that note, guys, we're closing out. We'll see you next week from the Stream.TV studios, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take it easy.
Do it.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.